Welcome to another show, the Texans on 3 podcast show, episode 146. And this is the Texans Chat. Your host right here, man, is PATT to the ON. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here in the building. And with no further ado, man, let me bring up some good guys of mine, man. As always, the kill on the loose. Shout out to my brother, man, Killer Cat. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, salute.
All right. And you know, there's a killer on the loose. We need somebody to revive him if need be. Here we go with the doctor. The one and only Dr. Larry Page. Brother, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I got CJ, a man on fire, about to light up the league next year.
Doing this shit. Oh, man. All right, so with no further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it, man. So much hinges on the shoulders of that brother in your profile picture, man. We don't go as far as we could possibly go unless he do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree. CJ has to deliver us like he did his rookie year, deliver us from the dungeon of the NFL to the promised land. And he has to be able to recover and shake off the meltdown that he had in this past playoff. And find some cohesion with his offensive coordinator and the other members of the offense this year.
I agree.
Okay, I can't hear Doc, so I'm gonna drop.
While Cal is experiencing technical difficulties, I'll just speak a little bit more about what my hope is for CJ in this real important offseason. I think all of the questions about contract have been put to the side. I think even Ray Charles can see that the Texans don't plan on signing him to an extension at the moment. But it it puts not pressure, but it just allows him the opportunity to let his play speak for itself. Don't worry about the money. Go out there and be the quarterback that we know you can be, and let's get some big victories. And uh, more importantly, my goal for the season is to be the number one seed. Forget all this playing around and being a wild card is our only home game. It's time for the Texans franchise, led by D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, to take us to new heights and be the number one seed. And I'll take our chances at home against any team in the AFC.
So I'm gonna add this to it from stemming from the draft. Going into the draft, we wasn't looking for said starters, so to speak, right? And looking at the players we've accumulated from the draft and the undrafted free agents as well, I can say right now I'm looking at potentially three starters. Everybody's going to play. Everybody's going to play, and they're going to contribute early on in pinch roles, special teams, notably. But uh, Big Red and Big Mac are going to be key clogs. I also see Kamari at the safety spot, potentially nickel. He's going to show a lot of guys. He's going to show up, and he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. Hey, I can create pressure. I can create turnovers. He's going to be a key clog in the defense. Now, as great as that defense is going to be, we still don't know. On paper, we look good as far as offensive line goes. On paper, we look good as far as the running back room goes, tight end room, and receivers, even with Tank Dell coming back. And I'm going to be on record saying that, yeah, I'm excited for him to come back, but I'm not expecting him to be Uh, 100 yards every game, Tank Dell. Multiple touchdowns every game, Tank Dell. But I'm expecting him to play in the role he's going to play in. I am expecting a small impact from him here and there. Now, we don't know the actual schedule until tomorrow. I know we got an international game in London against the Jaguars, whatever. Um, However, I do know that we do know the opponents. We just don't know when and where, so to speak. Now, I'm gonna say this: looking at our strength of schedule with the team we have put together, I'm gonna jump out on a limb, but I'm gonna say 15-2. With us finishing 15-2, that should put us with the first round bye and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which is something that we've never been able to achieve in franchise history.
Yeah, we're on the same page, bro.
Let me hit on that CJ topic right quick. I only heard part of Larry's his dialogue when he was spitting. It's so many people that looking for CJ just to I'm tired of hearing this statement. C just only have to do and then fill in the blank.
It's
CJ
true.
was drafted number 2. Like, I understand that we want him to just not make the mistakes, be confident and everything else. I think CJ has the ability to get, 43, 4,500 yards, 30 passing touchdowns. And you can still have a balanced run attack and do everything else. Um, if CJ just play football the way CJ knows how to play football, I don't think it's just going to look like 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns, which it could, and you could win a Super Bowl that way. But I just think that CJ has a lot more to offer. With that being said, uh, New England went 14-3 last year, right? Who did somebody win 15 games last year?
No, I
Nobody.
think Denver and New England both were tied as 14 wins.
A part of me want to say, like, I'm the asinine one that always with the bold predictions. And it's crazy because when you look at the miles traveled, the Texans, I think they're like either
Number
number
two,
three, number three, number two, what?
two, number two.
Two. Okay. That's a huge difference. Um, the 14-3 sounds great. There's 2 more games from last year. And without me seeing the schedule, I'm gonna, 15-2 sounds great, but I'm gonna say 16-1. The reason why I'm gonna go out and say 16-1 is if that defense stays healthy and our running back room stay healthy, I don't care what else happens. Well, of course, the offensive line or whatever. But if that defense stay healthy and we can run the ball, and Larry's favorite personnel guy, Nick Caley, to show that he's a competent, play caller, I don't see why. It's like we lost 3 games last year. We started 0-3, and all 3 of those games were winnable games.
Mhm.
And that was with a very subpar offense starting off. We had some boneheaded plays by a newcomer that came in. They got him out of the building, but we won 10 games straight. I think 9 regular season games, and we finished 12-5. It's not an asinine take to think that this team could go 15-2, 16-1 because of that defense.
Of course.
I think I think if that offense give you 24 points, it's hard to see a Sunday that D'Amico's defense with these additions that's going to give up, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. I just don't see it. So that's my prediction on CJ.
Yeah, 24 points would be a magnificent offense from what we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years. Um,
There's only 3 more points
yeah,
more than what's the guy name? Because that year I
so
think it was I think one of the years he was here, our defense and offense was identical. It was 21.9. We scored 21.9. We gave up 21.9. So, you give me 3 more points, give or take, and that because last year I think gave up. It was probably around the 14-point era, but when you start to add in the other scores that were, they accumulated, I think it came out to like 15, maybe 16 points a game. But that defense, just true defense, giving up points, I think it was like right around 14. So I expect that or even better.
I'm gonna tell you what's scary though. Even
What's
though
that?
the offense, we won't know what it is or what it's going to be until week one.
Week one.
Well, yeah,
Week one, yeah.
and we can't have a week one like we had last year. Where, and I say week one because regular season too, not preseason. Because in the preseason last year, the offense looked phenomenal.
Hmm.
We thought we had something we haven't had in quite some time. In week one, we didn't score no touchdowns, 3 field goals. So I don't care who we play week one. The offense has to look better than it did last week one. All right. But what's scary though, um, I feel like this defense has gotten better, and it's hard to improve on great. And I can't even say great because this defense is not great. This defense is elite. So how do you get better from elite? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this will be the year that not only we're going into the league elite, knock on wood, that there are no injuries
Right.
along the way, major injuries along the way, either both sides of the ball. But this defense has the potential makeup to be quote unquote legendary if we finish the job.
Right.
Yeah. You mentioned how can when they get better, they got to lock in and execute at all times. I believe we gave up like 3 to 5 third and 20+ yard plays last year. We got
Yeah,
burned on 2 or 3 hook and ladders, especially against Buffalo. Um,
toe to toe.
they got to be locked in, toe to toe, not breaking down and making a tackle against Baker Mayfield to close the game out.
Heartbreaking.
CJ, GJ, as you mentioned, in
Woo!
those first couple weeks, missing assignment. So they just need to lock in
You mean a
to
guy that said he was better than Petrie? All right,
no,
my
I
bad.
don't know who said that. Do we have someone on record saying he was better than Petrie?
He did pretty much without
Oh,
saying his name.
he was inferring to his pay, like he should be getting paid more than Petrie.
Hey, the market is the market. The players to play. What
Yeah,
do I know?
well, I think the defense is going to pick up where they left off, and it is an offensive question mark um, that as we move to talking about the schedule, how
Hmm.
does that offense show up and perform week to week?
Right now, Doc, what would you say? Okay, I'm gonna give you secondary linebacker, the defensive front, offensive line, running back, receivers, tight end, and quarterback. What position group is the weakest link or the ones that you have the most question behind?
That's an excellent question and an excellent podcast, Killer Cow, also known as Thou Wow. I think the running back room for me is the biggest question mark.
Okay,
David
give me the top
Montgomery,
three. Give me the top three. Give me running back is first, and then you can
mhm,
elaborate on all three of them.
running back, offensive line, and uh, field goal kick, not field goal, punter, which
Running.
is sad to say, but that's how good of a job Nick Caserio's done assembling his roster. We don't have many weaknesses, and those things can work themselves out in training camp. But as long as we're ready to go throughout the season in those areas, I'll be satisfied.
Who's your top three, Patton?
Sad to say, I'm not gonna go with a running back. My biggest question mark is a tight end room. Um, Only one position on the O line, and that's center. And I'm gonna do this one, linebacker.
Mm, man, you. I guess I got to change my answer because that's exact. I had tight end room because you
You
got
know
Dalton.
why?
You got Dalton Schultz, which had a pretty good year. It kind of matched his career year. We
Hmm.
have Klein coming in, which, uh, as you know, the tight ends that come out of Michigan, they're asked to do what they're supposed to do. But I think he has a lot of, unseen skills in playing with this offense, especially those receivers. If the play calling is good, there are moments that he's going to get his time to shine. And I think that he's going to be able to get the yards that Dalton can't get because of the speed and power. I mean, it's a difference when you can catch it out and break a tackle from that, strong safety and pick up an additional 7 to 9, 14 yards. I can't recall Dalton ever breaking a tackle. Uh, you know, it's a lot of things that I can't recall Dalton doing, but he got the job done last year. I think that would be my first one. The second one would definitely be the running back room. Um, as we got the greatest news this week, in case nobody have heard, and to all the
This,
listeners that are out there,
this is it. Here we go.
Cage Stover had, and this is according to Aaron Wilson. I mean, hey, if you don't check out Aaron Wilson, check him out. He talks some good stuff. Aaron Wilson. I don't catch him as much, but he said that they were going to, try Stover over there, and which is a great thing because now you can have a running back. I mean, a fullback that can truly catch out of the backfield. Also, that is a key. But in case you all haven't heard the groundbreaking news that British Brooks will get a chance in training camp as one of the rotational running backs. So as long as my man get an opportunity to see what he can do, hey, I'm okay with it. So be on the watch out for British Brooks, and we'll be on the lookout for a healthy Brevin Jordan. So and the third one, I mean, you said linebacker, and
Yeah.
Larry said punter. I'm going to see if I'm going to say right now because we don't have anyone signed, but I think he's going to do it. But I'm gonna say back end swing defensive end. We don't have anybody in the building. Barnett is not signed. We see that what's my man from A&M? Von Miller. Von Miller is quietly campaigning to get down here, which I would
Chris
like.
CJ.
Yeah, I would like that.
Ooh. Yo,
Um,
to have Von Miller in that Derek Barnett role, that shit would be unfair. Like, and for what it's worth, the way D'Amico treats the defensive line as a whole, nobody plays the whole game. If it's 55 snaps in the game on defense, nobody on that defensive line is going to play 55 snaps. The most you may
mm,
get is 28, 29, maybe 30. But everybody going to get their fair share.
yeah.
Keeps everybody fresh. I would love that. Oh,
And let me say this, man.
wow.
And I got this list pulled up. Von Miller think he's slick. It's the reason why Von Miller want to come to Houston. I mean, I know you're a Texas boy and everything, but the active sack playoff leaders. Von Miller is at 10.5. Nick Bosa is at 10. And Will Anderson is already at 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen, I don't think a lot of people really understand that a couple of long playoff runs, a couple of Super Bowl appearances,
that's all he got.
Will Anderson should shatter that record. I think that record is like 17 and a half.
Willie
It's
McGinnis
at,
got it.
he got
Willie
it. I
McGinnis,
thought, is it 17.3? No,
uh,
I'll
14
look it
and a
up.
half. I want to say the number is 14 and a half, but Willie McGinnis is the guy.
Yeah,
Most
hold on, I'll look it up.
Willie McGinnis has
It's 14 and
16.
a half. 16?
16.
Okay, so that's the whatever it is, he's the holder, the league holder. We're
Yeah,
not the playoff sack record guy.
yeah,
So it's 16. We're
yeah,
gonna beat that, bro. We're gonna bro. Healthy playoffs,
yeah.
like man, please.
Hey, check it out. Okay,
He'll beat
Willie
that
McGinnis.
before he resigns his next contract.
Yeah, check it out. Willie McGinnis, 16. Bruce Smith, number 2 at 14 and a half. Frank Clark, number 3, 13 and a half. Terrell Suggs, 12.5. Number 5, Reggie White at 12.
That's crazy.
And then you have finishing the list Clay Matthews, Lamar Woodley, James Harrison, Dwight Freeney, Charles Haley, and then Von Miller. So this is the crazy part about it. Will is at I said he's at 8. He's at 8 sacks. There's a long list of guys at 11. Like Clay Matthews, he's at 11 and he's ranked number 6. Will can get 3 sacks in the postseason next year and move up to number 6 all time. I mean, just I mean, just take out the pen and start writing up his resume for McCanton, Ohio. I mean, because it's gonna be crazy, man. I think he's gonna. I wouldn't say shatter the record, but he has a great opportunity to just dismantle that record, man. So
Got had a little dog action out here. No, he definitely beats that record, bro. Like definitely beats that record. I will go on the record and say he shatters that record. Uh, I even give you a number. It's gonna sound crazy, but 25 and a half.
I was going to say 24. I
Ain't
was about to
wrong.
say 24. Man, and that's 16 sacks, and it's not the only asinine thing about it is not really asinine, but if we continue to get the number 1 seed, that's one less playoff game every year, but it gives you three up to 3 games a year in the playoffs. So I mean, just say if you go to the Super Bowl, you got 3 Super Bowl appearances. That's at minimum 9 games. So in 9 games to get 16 sacks, that's a hell of a curve. So I mean, if you and this is the postseason. So if you're at because right now I think hell he's averaging over a sack a game. I think he only has what 6 postseason appearances.
Well,
Yes, second.
I just want to get y'all to pump the brakes just a little bit. Um, Hall of Famer Bruce Smith is way up on that list, as y'all mentioned, with 14 and a half. And I know that y'all remember that he was on a team that went to 4 Super Bowls
Mhm.
without winning one. So he's got a lot of playoff games under his belt. Not that Will Anderson is not having a terrific start to his career, but it's not easy to do. Um, so I just would slow down just a bit on that prediction.
I don't think
Uh,
nobody told Will Anderson to slow down when he got 8 in 6 games. Like, I mean, we looking at a guy that's got multiple playoff appearances in Von Miller, and he only has 10.5. So that's when I get excited about his trajectory because Will Anderson is getting better. So yeah, it does say it's pump the brakes, but from 8 to 14, I mean, my math is a little foggy. That's like 6 sacks. And I think
Yeah,
I said that.
it
I
also
said
means that
three.
our offense need to get a lead so he can rush the passer.
Right. So when I said that getting the number one seed and three Super Bowl appearances would give you a minimum of 9 games, I don't think I need to pump the brakes on anything. Like, I think if he's averaging more than 1 sack a game, I'm not saying that would continue, but he's getting better. The defense is getting better. If you telling me in 9 more playoff games that Will Anderson can't get 6 sacks, then I'd be like, okay, but I probably bet the over. So
Well, get me to the Super Bowl. I don't give a darn about any of those personal stats. Let's get to the Super Bowl and he can break all the records. Uh,
yeah, got a point there. Um,
so y'all
man,
ready to go to the schedule?
let's go ahead because I had one other question, but yeah, let's stick on the point. Let's go to the schedule.
What about us, OG?
So I mean, we know what the schedule is, but let me just say this about and Larry, you can pull up the teams that we are playing. I mean, out of conference. We
Yeah.
can talk about home and road. But let me say this, man. It's two things that I really wish that the NFL would do, and not necessarily NFL, but people who participate, people who watch, and everything, is start grading drafts at least 3 years after the draft has taken place. I really dislike draft grade because I really think it's unfair when you have a lot of people who's sitting in a room who's never been in the room and is telling you what a professional organization should do and who they should draft, and we go a different route. And it's like, oh man, that's a bad grade. And I think you should at least give it the third year. And I think they can still do that right now. But what would happen is it'll make so many of the draft prognosticators look silly because I would like to see mock drafts after the draft is over with. And I'd be willing to guarantee you, man, it's probably going to be they probably hit on it maybe 5 to 7 of them, but they just talk so boldly about why team need this and why this and that. But my point on the schedule is I'm not a big believer on strength of schedule. I think that's really a fallacy. I mean, you judging a team by how they finished last year and not taking into effect that they had an off season in free agency and in the draft. And then the players that they have on their team is 1 year older. So I don't buy into the strength of schedule thing.
Yeah, that's a solid point. I usually choose which quarterbacks we have to play and where do
Okay,
we have to play them.
great point.
Uh, so as we take on the AFC East, AFC North and the NFC East, we got quarterbacks like Dak Prescott, Jalen Daniels, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, um, potentially Deshaun Watson, um, Jordan Love. We got Herbert again.
Mhm.
We got Jalen Hurts. That's usually what I go by looking at our schedule and when we're playing it. And then
Mm.
secondarily, I look at cold weather teams on the road, like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, and Washington. And now that it's been announced we playing in London, I'll let somebody else speak to what their concerns are.
The
No,
time gap. The time gap. I know when you go overseas, that jet lag is real when you come back,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to play a. Either we win that game and lose the next one, or lose that one and win the next one.
No, I think that's
I
a
don't see
real
it.
good point. A real good point,
I don't see
Patton,
us going 2 and
because
0 in that situation.
I've disagreed with the Texans how they've handled their travel in the past. Like I'm one that says the Texans need to go to these long distance trips early, 2 or 3 days early, so they can acclimate. Same thing when they went to New England in the playoffs. They should have been up there a couple of days early so they can get used to that sloppy weather. Practice once or twice in that weather, so they can get ready. I just think that the teams have so many resources. Why not spend a little extra time in these areas to get your team better prepared to play, whether it's the time zone or whether it's the conditions that you're going to face.
Is that a D'Amico thing?
Yeah, it's
I
100%. It's 100%.
frankly, I think it is D'Amico.
The
I
coaches
think it
make
is
that
D'Amico.
call.
Yeah,
The coaches always make the call of where they want training camp, and they travel. He runs that show. So that game is on Sunday, October the 18th, and it'll be 8:30 Central Time. So depends on who we play the week before. Um, if that's a okay, okay, so
hopefully it's Philly
we,
or Washington where we can just head on to London right
I
after
I
the
was
game.
I was about to say just fly straight over there. Be prepared to leave whatever city you in, and just go over there and stay for the week and just get set up, like you said, get acclimated, get settled. That jet lag will be kind of out of your system, and then hopefully after that game we could have a bye.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
sure
can
we'll
you can
have a
fly
bye.
back and you can fly back, and then it's pretty much like it's like, yeah, it'll be 2 weeks, 2 weeks off, so it give you a chance to get reacclimated again to the time zone.
Yeah, I think it is a D'Amico call, and I know I'm being facetious by saying I know more than a former player, but the Texans as a franchise have historically made decisions like that, and I think they need to be more progressive by getting to these areas sooner.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, I mean, because we travel to Mexico, and so I think,
Down the street.
yeah, and I think that same time zone, like you travel to Mexico, it's a longer trip to go to Seattle than it is to Mexico. So I think that's one of the things, and he'll be looking at it from a player's perspective, and I think that's something that he'll discuss with the players. Like, but I don't think a discussion is going to be had because it's like a no brainer, like you said, Larry. Hopefully, the NFL lines that schedule up wherever they at, that they can just take off from Washington or whoever they playing on the road, and after the game, just head over there.
Yeah.
Players can sleep on the team, have a nice little trip, touchdown, give them a day off, and then after that, go to work, just like just you as usual.
Yeah, if I was Cal McNair, I'd be calling the league right now that I need to be playing the Commanders or the Eagles week 5.
Yeah, I think that the NFL kind of try to set it up like that. Man, Jacksonville found a home over there, man. They're gonna have the biggest following though. If Jacksonville ever become good, Jacksonville, I think they play over there twice this year, don't they?
Yeah, they've been doing that for about a
Yeah,
decade.
twice. I didn't know they played twice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jacksonville's going to be there already. So
Hmm.
they're going to be there the first week against the Eagles, and then we come there
Yeah.
next week. So they're going to be there for 2 weeks already. But Jacksonville always plays over there every year anyway. Like that's becoming their new
Hmm.
home.
yeah, good point, Brandon. That the Eagles are playing the Jags in London the week before us, so
Okay.
maybe we can play the Commanders week 5.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I guess after running around chasing Jalen Daniels all game, yeah, that'd be a good plane trip to go to sleep on, or just get him out the game early.
I tell you this though, the quarterbacks we play this year, This is gonna sound very bullish. I don't think it matters. Those I'm not looking at the quarterbacks we play. We've made what people some people feel like he's one of the best, if not the best QB in the league. And Josh Allen looked like a mere mortal every year we play him. Every time we play him. Quarterbacks have their hardest time against us. So I don't really me personally, I don't really buy into who we playing and where we playing. I feel like this season is all going to come down to what the offense does. Because if I'm right,
Correct.
this defense is going to do what it's supposed to do when it needs to do, week in and week out. Like it's more so about with this defense. It's more so finding out about who's going to be the guy this week, who's going to step up this week and make the plays this week. Because we know within this defense, you're not throwing on Stingley, you're not really throwing on Kamari. You got Kalen over the top. You had Reed Blankenship, like the other Kamara from USC. You have Jalen Smith coming back, where I feel like it's going to be uh, next level better this year, barring he stays healthy. And you can't forget about the other Reed from Penn State, the safety. He's a tackling machine when healthy. Like it's teams are going to have more problems playing for us than we're going to have playing for them. It's just going to all come down to offense, man. Like it's going to all come down to fucking offense. Like
I agree.
I know what you were saying earlier about CJ was drafted number 2. How many QBs been drafted? Number 1, number 2, 3, or just top 5, and was able to go into a situation where it's not all of them to be successful. He's in a situation where, yeah, an offense, yeah. If you can just give us 21, 28 points a game.
28, I take that any day. I just hear so many people in the community say, if you can just give me 4,000 yards. 4,000 yards is not really a lot. I mean, but it's how you get to 4,000 yards. I understand that. But you're asking a guy that you're probably going to try to make the highest paid quarterback in the league. Like I want him to go out and earn whatever it may be. Whether it's 43, whether it's 45, whether it's 46, whether it's 30, 35, 40 touchdowns. I just want to be able to see a balanced offense where it's like, okay, CJ, we need you right now. And CJ come through and he can give me, 2, 3, quick touchdowns. It's just if the defense kind of have a day that it's just things are not going well and some team is up on us 21-10. I mean, give us like and please don't, please, please don't look, give me what Davis Mills gave us against Jacksonville last year. Now, in no way I'm putting Davis Mills because some people are just straight. I'm leave it alone. CJ, if you're gonna be $65 million, 5 year, 300 mil, face of the franchise, best quarterback in the city, there's gonna be games that we need to see a Tampa Bay 5 touchdowns, 475 yards, if need be. Or we just need to see 265 yards, 22 for 29, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Just a high efficiency game. Give me something that I know that, okay, they stopping the run, they clamping down Nico, and the receivers are not doing this or whatever. Hey, CJ, can you make something work? That's the CJ I want, not just a pedestrian. Hey man, we just got to put CJ in a position where he just don't bludgeon himself to death. No, not for the highest paid quarterback potentially. So it goes both ways. Good play calling, good running attack, and CJ being showing the potential of being a number 2 pick in the NFL draft 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, well, there's
You put that in camera.
a lot to happen in the favor of the offense when football doesn't need to be that complicated. Um,
You're right.
Offense be in the definition is to be offensive, to be aggressive,
hmm
not just sit back and try to not lose the game. So I would like for this offensive unit to find their identity and be aggressive and swarm. And so I
Mm.
think um, it was said earlier tonight that offensive line is still a question mark. I said that. Patton said the center position is a question mark. I don't even I don't even care how well Rutledge is playing at center, but he need to be my center. I will take some bumps and bruises along the way, but I'm not satisfied with what we had last year. So if CJ needs to have a new center for the fourth year in a row, I'm all for it. And not running back with Jake Andrews or Jared Patterson. We've seen that before. We've seen the weakness. Let's go with the potential of this young big red bull we have uh, to be the center of attention for our offense.
I think you're forgetting about Fabici.
I'm not forgetting about him, but Rutledge has is first up to bat. Rutledge has to earn his way into the starting lineup, and if Fabice outperforms the other players at center, it's great. But Rutledge needs to also be on the field.
In a perfect world, I think I'm hoping that Fabici becomes that. I mean, because God does not give up pressure. He has long arms, and he played that position. But it's different in the NFL. I get it. Um, in a perfect world, if he becomes your center and he beats out everybody, I think Rutledge will be a better guard, in my opinion. Like now, if he beats out Fabici and becomes the better center, that's cool. I just think Rutledge is going to be like a nasty, nasty, nasty guard. And I think it's going to rub off on that whole entire line. It don't need to rub off on Trent. Trent already, this is going to sound disrespectful. He already big and nasty. So I think, that's going to rub off to Ursary. Ingram going, take a step. I think, whoever's at center for each year, I'm just hoping it is. But I just think his attitude, like you said, Larry, I think it's going to be swarm. But hey, if he becomes the number one center, I'm with it. You know.
Yeah, I'm just not going to catapult a fourth round pick up to be my starter immediately. But the first round pick, he got to be in the discussion about it. If
Mm.
Fabici comes in and outperforms everyone, great. And then Rutledge needs to be pushing one of these veterans out of their spot.
Hey,
So
just random thought, man. Random thought, right quick. Braden Smith, that's the right tackle that we picked up, right?
yeah,
You heard
Correct.
what Max Crosby had said on the podcast?
he one of them.
That was interesting, bro. That was very, very interesting. And I think with Wyatt Teller and Braden, I think you have a different mindset in that on that offensive line. I'm hoping that it is a different mindset, but these are outsiders coming in with a lot of veteran experience. So of course they're going to buy into the culture, but they've already been, baptized in the NFL. So once they figure out, once they know, which I'm quite sure they know now, what's going to be expected of them, to be, bullies on the block, I think you're going to see a different attitude with the offensive line.
What I was going to say was looking at how your offensive line is constructed from left to right. Big E, Teller, Andrews, Ingram, and Braden. With drafting Big Red, and I can't say the other guy's last name, so I just call him Black Panther. Black Panther's better suited at center. If you're gonna maximize his strength and potential, it'll be at center. And Big Red, I'm sorry, he's better suited at guard, preferably left guard. Now, I can see in a perfect world that for whatever reason, Ed Ingram gets hurt, and then you have to move Wyatt Tiller back to his original spot because Wyatt Tiller is originally a right guard. But for the price tag you pay for Ingram, you keep him where he's most comfortable. I can I can see Redlich potentially beating him out, Ingram, just off being more nasty and being a better pass blocker than Ingram. Ingram is the best, not the best, but he's one of the best run blocking right guards in the league. But he's not so good when it comes to pass blocking. With a good competent center next to him, when you got a good competent center and a good competent tackle, sometimes you can cover up the mishaps of an offensive lineman. But we all know that center position is going to get taken by either Redlich or Black Panther. But I still wouldn't count out Jake Andrews, though. For what it's worth, last year against the Rams, dude had a damn phenomenal game. Like, he was throwing people around. Or as I like to say, a mover of men.
Mm-hmm.
He had some shit going on in that game. Some good things, Just CJ just fell off
Right.
earth. But we're in a good situation, though.
My
We're not.
memory doesn't serve me that well to remember Andrews having a great game because Fisk and the D line, the front seven of the Rams was really giving the whole offense trouble. So if
That's,
he had a good game, I can't remember it. Um,
I mean, here we
I,
lost the game. What games do you remember when we lose?
well, I mean, the only real games that I will give the offensive line credit for was the Pittsburgh playoff game. They they actually won the game. They inserted themselves. They bullied a bona fide defensive front and really dictated the way the game was going to be held in the second half. So if Andrews can play that way, if any of these rookies can play that way, then they deserve to be on the field. Otherwise, uh, our offensive line will continue to be questioned because as much as everyone talks about the running game and how we want to impose our will, that's what you have to do is run the ball effectively when they know you're going to run the ball. That's what we could not do the majority of last year, especially in short yardage. Shout out to John Hickman. I was watching his show recently, and he mentioned a stat that Cal will love. He said that the Texans uh, were point 0.9 yards per carry inside the 10-yard line.
Mm.
Hmm. Boy,
And 1 point or like 1.9 inside the red zone.
I think, uh, well, I really think, and I'm gonna be fair with him this year, man. I think I was fair with him last year, but people pointed out that he had over 800 yards rushing. But I think Woody Marks behind a better offensive line, and I'm very confident in what Montgomery can do. I just like that, and I don't want to push out Jawar Jordan just yet, but I don't think that they're going to carry um, four running backs on the active roster. Well, actually, okay, game day they normally have what, two active, maybe three sometimes, but mainly it's two. So that's going to be Marks and it's going to be Marks and Montgomery. Um, if I'm if I'm George Jordan, I probably ask for a release. Like I think after this year, I think because they keep bringing in other running backs, and regardless of what he does, I don't think that they don't trust his the size of that running back room is totally different. British Brooks is 5'10", 225. I think Montgomery is like 5'11", 215, and Woody Marks is 5'11", maybe 6 feet. Um, right now, I think he lost a little weight, so he's probably like 210. Those are pretty nice size backs. They don't have the running backs that's 190, 195 pounds. They don't exemplify bursting speed. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Whittington do, the undrafted free agent. What kind of run he's going to get in free agency. But I think they go into a more bully power running scheme. Not necessarily the fastest running backs, but being able to get you 4.5 yards to carry. But that point nine is just totally, wow, that's horrible, man. That's less than a footstep. I mean, just think
Exactly.
about it. That's less than a footstep. Like you can't get like that's crazy.
And that's what D'Amico pointed out. He's like he wanted the offensive line to knock people back, and they just did not have the talent to do so. And that begins with players like Jake Andrews that are his talent is underwhelming. He is a bottom of the roster guy, try hard, and the Texans pretty much just gave him the position because he was familiar with the offense. It was not like uh, he really was exceptional. For whatever reason, Juice's performance and or his ability to pick up the offense was never good enough for this regime.
Yeah, I mean, right now, they normally carry 9 linemen. Yeah, your position is going to have to be earned because even the rookies that are there right now, that's already with Fabici and Big Red. That's 7. You got Fisher at 8, uh, and you got Big
Evan
Boy
Brown.
Brown at 9. So when you talk about Patterson and Andrews, no, those positions are going to be earned. Like, hopefully, injury don't play a part of decision making, but you're going to have to earn your position this year.
Yeah, Jared Patterson hadn't played well since his rookie year. He's been serviceable because he knows the offense, but anytime we need uh, a push or uh, running game. I take that back. He did have a good game when we ran Jawar Jordan because they were running more zone plays, and that's really
Mhm.
what he was drafted to be. He's a better fit for zone and the Shanahan Kubiak type of offense where the linemen are more agile. They're not as the people movers, as we like to say. So maybe they will trade Patterson somewhere in training camp um, to get him another chance in the league because he
Right.
doesn't quite fit this scheme that they've moved to.
21 games started in the NFL. He's only um, 26 years old. There's a market for him. And Nick Casario loves getting back, 7th round picks. So I mean, you drafted him in the 5th. You had him for 3 years. If you can get rid of him for a 7th, it won't be conditional 6. I doubt it, but if he can work that out, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, he served his purpose. Most 5th rounders don't get that amount of playing time anyway. So to be able to get, almost a season and a half out of him as a starter, I mean, I think that 5th round pick would be, satisfactory. So
Yeah, it's good value.
I would trade him to the 49ers for 2028 6th round pick.
yeah, if they kill us that, I'll take it. I take that.
He's worked the 6th round pick later on down the line, 6th round pick, not tomorrow's 6th round pick.
hmm
Nice.
So I mean, this is jumping where we talking about trades, and this is hopefully that the dude can make a turnaround because he's been a grown man in a little boy's body, just a teenage body. Um, but if Fisher doesn't make that curve, and this is he going on in his third year. What would you, and you drafted him in the second round? What is the least that you given up for him if it was trade market out there for him?
That's a good point. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a good market out there. Miami, who is rebuilding, they might want to take a shot on him since Slowick is running their offense and um,
Good
he
point.
fits that scheme better.
You know
Um,
what, Larry? You know what? The thing about the NFL and general managers and scouts, um, we would come back and get some players that Nick may have brought in and interviewed at senior day or combines, and then they become a Texans later on. And I think a lot of times with other GMs and scouts, it's not about what you've done for the team that you play for. It's about what they remember when they saw you coming out in the draft, and they was like, "Yeah, this guy is bona fide," and they're gonna make an assumption that the Texans misused him. Yeah, their line was ranked 29th and 30th. Yeah, of course they didn't know what they were doing. But if we bring him over here, we can get that potential first round pickup out of him. So we ain't gonna get him for a first rounder, but I think that fit in a maybe a conditional fourth, maybe you can get something for him. That's if you put him on the market. But knowing Nick Casario, he don't give up on players like that. You know, you have to really bottom out for him to give up on one of his draft picks. So I really don't expect Fisher to go anywhere this year.
no, I
There's-
wouldn't trade him. I think he's still a young player. And if you did trade him, you would be banking on Trent Brown to be healthy as your swing tackle. So I would not get rid of him.
yeah, and you
Uh,
will be banking on Braden to be a full time mental NFL competent player.
yeah,
So
I don't have a concern about Braden Smith um, in that regard in a mental capacity. I just think that can he learn his offense? That's one of the things that we're underestimating. This is still the same offense that Bill O'Brien ran. How difficult it was and is for people to pick up. Um, I'm hopeful that these veterans who have not run this offense can come in and pick it up. I think it's probably easier for the tackles, but like Wyatt Teller has been in the Kubiak Shanahan scheme, but he has been around some real good offensive line coaches like Bill Callahan and others. So he should have a solid foundation to be able to pick this up. Well, I
yeah,
take that back. Teller may have played under Dayball when he was in Buffalo when he first got to the league. I gotta look that up. So maybe he played in it for a year.
yeah, Braden Smith played 16 games. The last time he played 16 games, oh man, was in 2022.
2022, yeah. He's just had some minor injuries. I think that mental issue is way behind him. I think that we'll know more once training camp comes around. But hey, some Papado platter should help out his emotional well-being.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right though.
Any closing statements before we get up out of here, fellas?
I do have a kind of a hot proposition I want to put to um, the guys as well as the audience. Is it was just announced this afternoon that Devon A. Chain signed a contract extension for 4 years, $68 million,
Yeah.
which is a hefty second contract. And earlier in the week, uh, Brees Hall signed an extension for 3 year, 45 million, which is probably more than double what we're paying David Montgomery. So I pose the question: are the Texans just cheap when it comes to running back? Or are we frugal? Or are we smart? So I'll put that question out there.
I would go with smart. Neither one of those guys were available to us. If they were, I don't see us having a problem paying that type of talent. As of late, you've been getting guys on a bargain, and as we know, these guys don't be here for long. So I've already kind of got my mind towards who's the next running back after Montgomery, and I don't think he's around in the league right now. But there's one guy like in particular that for the Jets, Brandon Allen. Is it Braden Allen or Brandon Allen, the big running back? He's like 6'4", 6'5",
Braylon,
something. Breland.
Braylon Allen.
I'm very, very huge fan of his, but I also like A Chain too, though. But our next guy's gonna come from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I have found a couple of running backs for next year, quite a few. But we'll save that for later, though. But to answer
Yeah,
your question, smart.
I think they're smart. They saw what the running back salary was going to, and I mean it's good business to trade a guy and knowing that he's going to be underpaid. I know people be thinking you got him for a cheap deal, keep him on that cheap deal, but those things are agreed upon before the trade even happens. Because you could trade for a player, and the player say, "Well, I'm just not coming in," and the Texans haven't had to deal with that type of business because I think Nick does excellent business when it comes to dealing with agents and players, and they trust his word. You perform, you get paid. So, it was nothing to give him a bump in salary and say, hey, you prove it, you win a Super Bowl. Um, Nick Casario said, I heard Killer Cal say you probably get 1,400 yards. So I passed up on Michael Washington Jr. If Killer Cal said that, then I'm gonna believe it. So David Montgomery, 1,400 yards on deck, and then he'll get a nice little contract. 2 years with the team control of the third year for next year, and they're going to the draft and draft another running back next year again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I'm with Space Age. I just think they cheap. The franchise has never really valued running backs. We have not drafted a running back higher than the second round historically. Um, we had a chance to get Saquon Barkley, and we came up a little short.
We
Uh,
never had a chance to get Saquon Barkley.
he was a free agent. We could have
We
paid him.
never had a chance. You're talking about a guy who played, and he said it. I played my ball high school here, college here, and I'm in the pros. He said it would have been a very hard decision to pack up me and my whole family and move south. And he said it was
And
just
Cal, he also said that Houston was in the running. They were right there. I was talking to them, but they deal came up short. They did not offer him a blowaway deal. So if the money talk, he would be a Houston Texan. Now that's in the past. I'm just
mm.
saying that's an example of how you get a back. You have to pay for what he's worth.
So
And
Saquon signed for what? He signed for
it was for
12
13 a
million,
year.
13 a
13.
year. How much did Joe Mixon sign for? Nine?
No, it was like
I think it was nine for 27.
ah it could have been, but
So
regardless, they
no,
didn't
no,
they didn't ante up enough.
no. I'm making the point. So if Saquon signed for 13 for 39 and Joe signed for 9 for 27, was there another free agent running back signed for 10 for 30 or something
Josh
like that?
Jacobs. Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs signed for what? Like,
He came in between them.
okay. So the Texans got the third highest, and they gave up a draft pick to put themselves in position to get him. So I mean, I don't think that's like really, really
Yeah,
cheap. I think
Mixon was not a free agent. We traded for him because
right.
he was about to get released.
He's about to get released, right?
And in the same kind of vein, we got Montgomery because he was about to get released. We traded for him and gave him a new deal. This is part of, we talk all the time about Casario specials. This is turning in to be a Casario special where you give a 29, 30-year-old back some, middle class money, but don't give him a lot of years or guarantees. So, to Carlton's point earlier, I do think
Woo!
this is this is the only 1 year proposition for David Montgomery, in my opinion.
It is. I said that
So,
earlier. He get
so if he can get
1,400 yards, he gonna get
14
paid.
yards, but I think it's for 1 year.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Mike Jones.
Mhm.
But that's a question I think that when you look at the numbers, we'll be able to tell this time next year whether it was smart, frugal, or cheap. Because Saquon Barkley, he did deliver a Super Bowl to Philly, so I would have paid him 20 million a year to get a Super Bowl.
Hmm. Well, when David Montgomery delivered that Super Bowl, they're getting what 7.45 or whatever he getting. We gonna say the same thing.
Um, Cal, David Montgomery has never been acquired to deliver a Super Bowl by any of his teams.
Nah, y'all
He
quarterback
is
gonna do it. Well, actually, the defense is
he
gonna do it.
he has been acquired to be a short yardage back and control the clock. So that is half the battle with this offense.
Hey, I'm gonna look. My ending quote for the night. I'm gonna say this: Texans and the Rams in the Super Bowl. The final score will be 27-9. Texans.
Damn, 27. How Texas get 27? So that's
I'll
27
take
21,
it.
21, 24,
Uh,
27.
there's a
Three
Only
block
touchdowns,
a
three
block extra
touchdowns.
point on a pick six by Kamari Lassiter.
Hmm.
He's heard it here first. Number
Who
one
who?
seed Texans get to the
I,
Super Bowl against the Rams.
hmm. I got another outlandish one. I ain't gonna do that to y'all. Somebody might cuss me the hell out, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. MVP. MVP.
Almost closed his laptop.
Hey, Cole Ridge Bernard.
What could only hope.
Cole
Super Bowl,
Ridge Bernard.
MVP will be Will Addison.
I can get with that.
4.5 sacks.
But unfortunately, no, Will okay, yeah, I'm a rock with that. Because I think Daniil gonna have something to say on that one too.
Yeah, of course.
Man, they probably set the damn sack record, man.
And on top of that, this next playoff run, he will break the playoff record for most sacks in the playoffs.
Are you think he's gonna get 8 in 3 games?
That's more than three. What is that? Three? Hold on. We got first round, so
Yeah.
divisional AFC, 3 games.
Okay. Hey, Larry said pump your brakes, man. So hey.
Hey, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no keys because it's pushed to start. You heard it here first.
I'm with it.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that one. Yeah, man. We'll rock with those closing statements, man. Good to have you back. Shout out to Nitty. Couldn't be with us
Yeah.
tonight, but I'm quite sure he gonna study the show and he gonna have a lot to say. And I know he gonna be talking to the video. Oh, Cal, man, you tripping? Oh, what
Yeah.
Doc talking about? So yeah,
Shaking the
shout out to
goddamn
Nitty,
TV.
man.
Yeah, shout out to our brother, man. Real quick, you get a shout outs before we get up out of here, man. Get this music going.
That is so dope.
As always, man, shout out to our brother Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Day one. Saluter. Supporter is my guy. And Brandon, you know, I got the ticket, so if you want one, let me know this year, man. My guy Space Age, man, shout out to you. I think I seen a rack deal here earlier. Why can't scroll up? There you go. Shout out to my guy Legville, man. He pulled up to the scene, man. Check everybody out. Shout out to my mom. She always pull up. Huge supporter. Here we go. What else we got? Texans Tangents, man. Appreciate you for coming through, good brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, Lackville. One of my classmates, Miss Shalita. Appreciate you pulling up, checking us out. Like, subscribe, and share. Let the people know. Dr. Payton is always in two places at one time, man. Shout out to him being in the bull ring. Who else I'm missing? Who else am I missing? Man, shout out to Dorsey, man. Appreciate you coming through, good brother. CJ Hunter, appreciate you, man. And shout out to whoever Eric Bro, Cowboy fan. We're gonna kick y'all ass this year.
Did you get a Texans engineer?
I ain't see that one.
That's at the bottom.
Texans engineer. The last one I see is Space Age. Running back on one of the next year's got shot. Space Age. Let us know who you want as the running back next year, bro. Might be one of the guys that got on my radar. Yeah, I don't see. You talking about Texans Tangent?
No, I see a Texans engineer.
I don't see.
I don't. Okay, I don't know what statement he made, but okay.
Well, shout out to you. Oh, I see it now. Oh yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Texas engineer, bro. Gotta start a countdown, folks, from opening day. And throw one opponent per week till then. I like that one, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
Like Hey Brandon, I'm very, very busy right now, but you got my number, so shoot me a text, bro, and remind me if you can. We will most definitely do that. But anyway, so look here, man, we about to get out of here. I gotta go save the world in the morning.
Hold out, keep it safe out there.
Yeah, man. It's out there. Somebody gotta go get it. Why not me? Till then, man, we will see y'all Saturday, same time, same crew. Doing what we do.
Sure.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes,
Salute.
sir, man. Please, man, like, subscribe, and share. Let your friends know. Let your BM know. The side chick know.
Your baby mama side piece.
You know what I'm saying? Your side piece. I mean, shit. Wherever you go, let them know. With no further ado, man, we out. I'm hungry too. I need something to eat, man.